Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Good Stuff Podcast, where we try to sell you on why Marysville's a good place to call home, live, work, play, whatever you want to do. I'm Derek Schwinn. I'm a real estate agent in town, so I sell houses, help you sell your house or buy one. But it's a lot easier to sell the community. So I like to bring in people from the community doing good stuff and talk to them about the good stuff they've got going on. So this young man next to me, I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm Brent Couchman, Marysville grad. So, yeah, from Marysville area. Call it home. Definitely enjoyed getting into the community and doing fun stuff there. So, glad you have this platform.
Good stuff. Yeah, I try to make everybody else the hero. I just try to give the opportunity, to talk about the good stuff going on. So, known this guy a long time. You grew up not too far from here. This is the house I grew up in, if you haven't heard that before. And so we were just talking, you used to run around here, so kind of cool to bring it back home, if you will.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
I'd like to start. You kind of explain who you are and what do you do?
So, professionally or for fun?
Whatever you want to talk about. All the above.
So, yeah. For my career, I work at Scott's Miracle-Gro. I'm in supply chain there. But the reason I think we're here today is to kind of talk about F3 and what that means to the community and what I'm doing there. So it's in its most simple terms, a free men's workout group. I'm sure we'll dive in a little bit as we keep going, but in its most simple terms, it is a free men's workout group that meets in Marysville for an opportunity for guys to bond, connect, get a good exercise in, and enjoy themselves.
So I forget, F3.
Fitness, fellowship, and faith.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
I forgot. I remember hearing it early on, but I could not remember what it was.
Yep.
Let's see if I can do better at talking into the mic myself. Okay. So this guy's been on me to come join the group. So I went out last week.
Yeah. How was it?
And joined. I've never had this part of my arm sore. And I think there was a little bit here. And yeah, that lasted about a week. That was the last of it, because whatever that was, I think from the overheads, that's what really got me there. But no, that was a good push. That was
you hung in there real well for your first time.
Well,
I was impressed.
I was trying to prepare for it, and then as an old man, I feel like I got hurt and wasn't as prepared as I wanted to be. But no, that was definitely a good workout.
We pride ourselves on it being open to all men. So no matter your fitness level, no matter your condition, if you got a bum shoulder, right? Like my dad's in it right now, and he can barely even feel his shoulder. He just modified and did maybe an ab exercise when we were doing a shoulder type exercise. So definitely take pride in the fact that no matter your shape, you're out there just you versus you getting better every day.
But at the same time, and that's what I've heard him say a handful of times, you versus you, but the first F is really a thing. That was probably the most significant thing that I noticed was the fellowship and the support.
Yeah,
coming out of it
for sure. I mean, what's the saying? So F3 is not just local to Marysville. It's a national. At this point, it's across the globe. I think there's just shy of 4,000 locations.
Oh, wow.
That are working out, and so under the F3 umbrella. And one of the sayings in it is, the fitness portion is the magnet. It's kind of what draws guys in, looking for a little bit of an extra push. But the fellowship is the glue. And that's what keeps guys coming back. Having someone there to push you to do maybe one or two more reps or run an extra 20 yards that you probably would have been like, I'm good. I did my workout for the day. I'm done.
Yeah, I was towards the end of it, and you and Chad came over, and I was messing with the cameras and whatever, but I still didn't want to have that as my excuse of not finishing things out. So might have fudged the numbers a little bit. I can't remember. It was a little fast paced. But either way, you guys were done with yours and came over and did it, so I wasn't doing it by myself. And, I think that's especially this day and age, there's a lot going on, especially for young men, or a lack of going on for young men. So super valuable. And it's been really nice, seeing the social media feed of you guys and the things going on and the personal testimony that I've heard from people and the stories and the camaraderie and fellowship that's really come out of it.
For sure.
And I guess to lead into like that and the success of it, just speak a little bit to how it's grown.
Yeah. So like I said, from Marysville, but I moved down to Georgia for work right during COVID. And so was down there and found this F3. Didn't know anyone in the area, right?
Oh, okay.
Was like, someone from our church said, "Hey, come work out with us at 5:30 in the morning." I said, "No." I'm was used to staying up till midnight, 1 a.m. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna get up at 5:30." Well, I was like, well, I don't know anyone. I do enjoy working out, so let's go check it out. And I thought maybe I'll do 1 day a week. I can get to bed early on 1 day. Went that first day and just fell in love, right? So found F3 down in Georgia. We moved back to Marysville and was like, listen, I can't have this not in my life after having it in my life. It is life-changing for me, and I know a lot of the other guys that do the workout. Go ahead.
No, was this, when exactly did you start?
So I first started F3 in October of 21.
Okay. Well, I just, the effects that COVID has had, I think, on people in general and men not being able to get together and do things over that period. So I was curious if that was part of the story, that your experience may, kind of led into that life-changing opportunity because of where you were at, maybe dealing with COVID and whatnot. And I think that's probably a big benefit of it now is what it's serving people. Yeah,
for sure. And especially, if you follow the news at all right now, I think they're calling it an epidemic of men's loneliness, right? Like it's guys are just staying to themselves, or they're not getting out in the community. They're not being a strong leader in the community. And that's kind of what we're there to tackle as well. It's a fitness program at the start, but it's a leadership group to the end.
And a lot of groups say those kind of things, but in my experience, last week, you guys were living it out. Like there was, and it wasn't just you. It was participation. There was a group, and so living by what you guys are preaching. So
yeah,
well done.
It's a lot of fun too, because we're grown men. You got a lot of responsibilities on your plate. Right?
Well, my favorite term. What'd you call it? Do you remember? Or I don't know how often you use that term. Adult recess.
Oh, adult recess. Yes.
Yeah, I thought
definitely adult recess. You have a lot on your plate. If you got young kids or kids in general, or your job, your career, there's no time that's set aside just for you to be you and just go and do dude things, right? So.
Yeah, and I grew up hunting and fishing and doing stuff, and a lot of times that's early, and the feeling of doing that and being done, feeling like with your day, and it's still 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I always enjoy that. So it was nice to walk through the parking lot back to my truck. Man, I got a lot of day left. This is going well.
And it almost it wakes you up, right? Like invigorates you. It gets you going in the morning. People, that's like the number one thing. They're like, why do you work out so early? I'm like, well, okay. If it was at noon, would you be able to go? Well, no, I got work. Okay, is it at 5? Would you be able to go? No, I got my kids. I got to do
whatever,
dinner.
Yeah.
Like, okay, at 8, can you go? Well, I'm dead tired by then. I was like, that's why it's early in the morning.
Well, and the funny thing is, how many people are going to stay up till like 11 o'clock doing something unproductive?
Right.
Versus get up, be productive, go to bed early.
Yep.
At least for me, it works a whole lot better. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
So what? I was going to try to come up with a better way to, or better question of the number one good stuff going on with F3. I think I know the answer, but I was going to try to come up with a clever way to get a different perspective on your answer.
No, well, I think if you were to poll some of the guys that have been coming for a decent amount of time, a lot of them have their own success stories, whether that's off of depression medication that they were previously on, or lost so much weight that now they can get down on the ground and play with their kids, right? Like those success stories are everywhere. And I think you just kind of, why is it good? Is that right there. It's giving new life to people who just felt like they were in a fog.
Much better answer than the simple answer I was expecting. Yeah, I mean, in just the short exposure I've got, there definitely seems like there's some good stories that have made a significant change for folks. The one guy lost how much weight?
Gosh, I think he came in at around a little over 300, and he's probably now he's down to probably a little over 200, but it's solid muscle.
I was going to say, but
it is solid muscle. This guy, he
beast.
Couldn't keep up. So being last, we call it the 6th. You're the 6th. So we're always going to pick up the 6th. We're going to come back and get you. You're never going to finish anything by yourself, kind of what you alluded to earlier. And he was always the 6th, the last one. And he set a goal for himself. Like, I am not going to be the 6th anymore. Like, I'm done with this. And so he went hardcore. He did something called 75 Hard.
Oh,
you ever heard that? And so it's a program, and he did it twice now through. And he's ripped. Yeah. Kicks all of our butts now.
So there's not really much competition in that, you're saying?
Yeah. There's always competition. We're men at the end of the day, right? You always have the competition aspect, but it's never going to get to the point where we're not there picking each other up.
Yep. And so there's an opportunity every day, right?
There is, yes. Every day but Sunday.
Every day Sunday.
Sundays, this guy we're alluding to, he leads what's called a ruck. So if you're not familiar with rucking, it's a military-esque term. Backpack with weight. You can get as into it as like a legit ruck with a legit plate, or as just
a book
bag with some free weights in it or some rocks, right? Like, you can do whatever you want. But he does on Sunday mornings most times. And so he'll communicate that out. But yeah, every day of the week, Monday through Saturday, we have a actual location in Marysville. And a couple days we have 2 locations. So.
And a variety, right? Like, kind of not start to finish, but a good variety of options for people to get into, different times, different workouts, like the rucking, some walking, some running.
Yep. Yeah. So
good variety.
Yeah. We'll have boot camp style, which is going to be, your body weight, you're running, you're getting on the ground, pretty much the whole gamut. Then there's also locations where we just run. So, hey, if you're a runner or if you want to become a runner, we're always getting at least a 5K in on those days. Then we also have just an ab day. So on Thursdays at
sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's an hour of abs. It is awful.
And then the week following.
Yeah. And then there's rucking locations as well. So you're for 45 minutes or an hour you're rucking, which it's a low impact exercise. So it's good for people who might have injuries and stuff like that. My favorite part about rucks is you get to have a conversation with somebody, right? You get to know them,
versus
right?
the one I was at, there wasn't much talking.
Right, you're catching your breath in those other ones. So
yeah, well, especially the time, So one question: where do the workouts come from?
Oh, so one of the core principles of F3 is it's peer-led in a rotating fashion. So everyone in the group just comes up with a workout. There is 0 professionals in this. And that's kind of the reason why it's free, because you're not going to pay me to lead you through a workout. So, yeah, we just take turns leading it. There's a schedule. You sign up, and you just, whatever pops into your head, you do the workout.
Come up with something that sounds a little scary for some, like Mr. Beast that you're referring to.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess his a little harder. Yes. So the day I was there, somebody came up with 600 movements to do in 35 minutes that came down to 3.5 seconds per.
3.5 seconds per movement.
Yeah, which didn't seem too bad, but
as you get into those last few movements,
it gets to you. Yeah. Well, and you try to push and then get to the end and okay, I think I gotta. I like the math you try to do, or at least I was trying to do math in my head of how much do I have left, how many do I have. I can't. I don't really know. I'm not smart enough to figure this out while I'm.
Yeah, that's why we have the chalk, right? To mark it down, because you forget like that.
Just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been doing it for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 2 years. Pretty cool. So, any evolution? What's the future look like?
Yeah. So. Right now we have 2 options every single day of the week except for Monday and Wednesday. So I think, as we continue to grow, so let me back up for a second. The mission of F3 is to plant, grow, and serve small workout groups for men for the invigoration of male community leadership. So that small workout groups is the key. Once you start getting average 15 to 20 guys at one location, you want to divide that up and open up a new one so that you have – it's hard to bond with guys when there's 15 people, right? But if there's 6 to 8 to 10, then it's a lot easier to build those connections. So once that Monday, Wednesday location starts to average those numbers, then we'll look to expand probably one more spot in Marysville. But we've already started kind of looking at Richwood or at Plain City.
Getting out a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Bell Fountain, West Liberty. So we've already started looking at different locations.
So quite a few options and kind of a self-evolving situation that when it grows, it needs to split and multiply and spread and go out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Addition by division.
Addition by division. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a lot to be said for those small groups and being able to simplify things in your relationships and consistency and being able to carry conversations and all of those things are definitely valuable. Excuse me. So what's outside of the workout and outside of the groups, what's kind of the number one structure from F3 approach of, after F3 has had its, not after, but once you've been to the workout and you've gone through the program, what's the next level of, sending the group out into the community.
Yeah. So, like there's three aspects of it. The fitness we've covered off pretty well. The fellowship aspect. So the fellowship aspect of it, we have different events all the time just to get families together, to get us together. For example, we've had a Valentine's date night with, well, this last year we rented out a barn and just got babysitters for all the kids and just us as adults went out and had a good time. We've done an Easter egg hunt out at my house before. We've done a 4th of July party. Coming up here in a couple weekends, the Saturday Memorial Day weekend at Elger, we'll have what we call a 2.0 workout. So come out with your kids, and they partake in the workout, and then we'll have a breakfast afterwards, so it'll be a good time. And then the faith aspect, the third F. So for F3 as like a nation, the kind of testament around faith is that it's undefined. It's just you believing that you are not the king of the universe. Okay, so you believe in a higher power than yourself.
Yep.
For myself, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and so anytime that I'm kind of leading in that aspect, that's the way I'm going to lead. But you are open to lead however you want in that space. Yeah. So we do some volunteer work around the community. We've done a food drive every December so far. We went out and helped the DNA Center in Plain City. They had to move out of their building, so we helped them move a lot of stuff. And so that's kind of the community aspect.
Serving. Awesome. Yeah, that's always obviously some good stuff going on.
Yeah.
Cool.
One plug for those that don't like waking up early in the morning, and you want to try this. The first full week of June, so it's going to be June 5th, 6th, and 7th, we are going to host some evening workouts from 7 to 7:45. The first one will be at the Downtown Pavilion on Monday. The second one will be at Mill Valley Central Park. That's right by Mill Valley Elementary. And then Wednesday we'll actually be at the reservoir, and it's going to be a ruck. So if that was interesting to you, grab a backpack, throw some weight in it, and come on out. It's just a way for us to kind of engage some people who maybe really have wanted to. They've seen this, and they just either their work schedule can't allow it, or they don't think they can wake up early enough to come give it a shot. So
very good.
Yeah.
All right. What's the best way for people to connect, engage?
Yep. So we have a Facebook page. It's called F3 The Union. So that is our group, our region's name. You can contact me directly on Facebook as well. Instagram, we have a F3 The Union page as well. You can go to f3nation.com, and there is a huge map that if you just zoom in on the Marysville area, it'll show where our locations are, what time we meet, all that kind of stuff.
Or if you're listening to this in Timbuktu or wherever you are.
Right, exactly.
It would cover the world then.
You can cover the world, yep. I think there's two states that don't have one, Hawaii and Maine, so working on pushing to there. But everywhere else has at least one.
Next vacation.
Yeah.
Hawaii and Maine. Nice. Okay, so that's how to connect, and I'll link whatever I can link in here. Mm-hmm. What about the engaging? What's the right for that guy out there that's like, yeah, it sounds cool, but I don't know about that. What's the best piece of advice you've got for other than just suck it up and do it?
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you when you show up day one, you are going to be embraced wholeheartedly. There's going to be zero judgment zone. And you know what? It's 100% free. So come check it out. If you don't like it, never show back up. Worst thing is you woke up early one morning and got a good workout in. Best case scenario, you fall in love with it. It changes your life. Whether it's a fitness goal you're trying to hit or you're trying to be better for your family, whatever that goal is that you have, I think we can help you get there.
And usually I feel like I read a lot of BS and a lot of that kind of stuff, but I haven't felt any of that with this experience. And, he's been kind of annoying with getting me to come, and it's been pretty honest and genuine. So for that person out there that's kind of questioning it, show up.
Yep.
Show up. It's real. So
you don't have to sign up. You just show up.
Show up and be ready to. I was surprised. Well, I was kind of chilly. I didn't sweat too much. For as hard as I was as exhausted as I was surprised. But I'm guessing you'll sweat a little bit
once we get into these warmer months. Yeah.
Oh, especially. Oh, and that's something we didn't hit. What's the weather cancellation policy?
Yeah. So it is rain or shine, hot or cold. I think we've canceled one time so far, and that was because we showed up in the parking lot and it was a sheet of ice. And Union County was on a level 2, making its way to a level 3. So there was like 4 guys that were like, go home. Most of the time, like thunderstorm, if you're in a spot at one of our locations that doesn't have an overhang, we'll call it. We haven't had to yet because most of our locations have a place where we can go and be undercover. But yeah, I guess we should have covered off on the 5 core principles of it's always free. It's always held outdoors. It's open to all men. Led in a group led by the men of the group in a rotating fashion, and then it'll end in what we call a circle of trust.
Exactly. So not to go to the hard push, no matter rain or shine, from the easy. How do you get in? I didn't mean to like go from one to the other, but no, I think it's just that point of like to me that speaks to life isn't easy. Right. Life's hard, and the more you can condition yourself to whatever that is. Through methods like this, it's real valuable. At least I find it valuable. So
yeah, for sure.
So I will definitely leave contact information, links, whatever, wherever this is. There's quite the variety of places out there. Yeah. So I'll do my best to link it up. Any parting words?
I would just say, it's very goal oriented once you kind of get involved. We're focused on making ourselves the best that we can be. And as we're talking about good stuff, Marysville, or what's good going on in the community, my goal with this, I have 2 little girls. My goal with this is the fact that I want to make Marysville a location that if one of my girls is ever in trouble and they see someone with this Circle F3 on their shirt, they know that they can trust them and go to them for help. So that's kind of where I see long-term of this movement, if you want to call it. But that's, I guess, my parting words.
I don't feel like I can top that, so I should just end it there. No, very good. I appreciate you being persistent and connecting with me and having me come out.
No, glad you did.
Thanks for coming here.
Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you guys, the men out there, in one of these workouts in the future. It's a great vision for our community. As our community grows, I think it's our responsibility to direct the culture and where we're going here as a community. And if you want to be part of the community, hopefully you'll be part of that if you decide to come here. If you ever want to sit over here and chat with me and talk about the good stuff you've got going on in your world here in the Marysville area, love to talk to you. And like, follow, subscribe, do all that stuff. But until next time, take care.